let's move on to the data sources that we've added. Data sources in Dash are pretty much the foundation of what you're seeing if you want to show dynamic data. If you want to show static data, then you don't need the data sources. But if you want to show, for example, all the courses on your site or all the users on your site or something like that, then you need a data source. And we provide quite a few data sources. Let me just quickly go to the product page because that's probably the best way to see all of them. So if you scroll down to the data sources section, then you see exactly which data sources we currently have and which ones are available in which plan, but I'm going to get back to that at the end of the webinar. And we've got a couple new ones. That's why we're covering them today in today's webinar. First of all, let's talk about the categories. Again, like in the widget section, I've got different variants of how to create a Dash block with the specific category. You could do many more different variants. I'm just showing like 2 or 3 so that you get a rough idea. So this variant here is just using the table layout, and you see that there's a link to the category, there's a link to the summary of the category, you see how many courses are in there, and you see which course is the most recent one. In this variant, what we've done instead, we're showing the same information, but limited to those 3 categories because we decided to do that. And instead of using a table layout, which looks a bit boring, if we're being honest, we're using a grid layout with the categories image at the top of the card and the course count here in this little overlay and the title of the category in the card's body. For those of you that know Moodle very well, you'll immediately ask yourselves, where does this image come from? And the reason, or basically the answer to that is, since it didn't exist, like there is no category image, we built that. So I can show you where that's configured. If you go to blocks and then Dash, then you can select one image for each category, like playground, private test courses, sandbox. These are all the categories that I've got on my main site. And you also have an option to add a category fallback image. So this will be used if you don't have a category image assigned to it. So that's exactly where those images come from. Last but not least, we've got as third variant, the categories data source combined with the accordion layout. So here you can see that I'm grouping by the category's name, and then I'm showing the category image and some text. To be honest, I wasn't really sure what would be a reasonable example for the accordion layout, so I've just picked something because I know that customers sometimes really like it. So I wanted to mention that it's possible. But I hope that you have a more reasonable use case than I do here.